In this lesson, I want to give you 3 different exercises you can practice to improve your dynamics on the saxophone. And it all starts with playing your long tones. There's obviously the simple way of playing your long tones where you play a long tone for as long as possible at the same volume after taking a deep diaphragmatic breath. But there's another way to start playing your long tones that's going to help you with your dynamics. And it all starts with trying to play as quiet as possible, just starting with that breathy sound as you blow into the sax. Let me show you what I mean. So that's me playing as quiet as I can, and you can hear the breath going through the instrument. You can hear the air going through, and it's not supposed to sound amazing. It's supposed to sound quiet. It's supposed to sound as quiet as possible because this is helping you develop your ability to play quietly. So I'm going to go a lot more in depth on this and 2 other exercises that you can do to improve your dynamics. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Alexander Matthias from saxophoneMasterclass.com, and on this channel I show you how to learn and master the saxophone step by step. But if you want to go even more in depth with me, check out my free Saxophone Mastery Secrets webinar. There's a link below this video, or just go to saxophoneMasterclass.com/secrets, and you're going to get some incredible value from that, where I go into the 5 core principles of my saxophone mastery system and even give you a free downloadable guide to help you with learning and mastering the sax. So go and check it out. There's a link below this video. So how exactly can you start to play very quietly like this? Well, number 1, you need to make sure that you have a good mouthpiece and reed setup. I recommend a very simple setup with a reed that isn't too hard and a mouthpiece that isn't too wide with the tip opening. So if you are a beginner, try to get a mouthpiece that's a little smaller with the tip opening and maybe a 1.5 to 2 reed. But having a soft enough reed is going to help you with playing quieter on the saxophone. If you've got a really wide tip opening or a really hard reed, it's going to be much harder to play quietly on the sax. So I have some recommendations in my saxophone buyer's guide. There's a link below this video if you want to learn more about what mouthpiece and reed setup I recommend. But if you already have a mouthpiece setup that works for you, let's just start with just using the mouthpiece and neck. And we're going to take a deep diaphragmatic breath before we play. And I just want you to focus on trying to play as quietly as possible, starting with just a very breathy tone like this. So the sound might go in and out like that, and that's going to be completely normal. But you eventually want to keep practicing and practicing, starting with that breathy sound and just maintaining a very quiet tone like this. And so what I'm doing here is pushing air from my diaphragm. I'm actually kind of tensing my abdomen to push the air as slowly and as focused as I can through the saxophone, through the mouthpiece and reed. Let's do it one more time. So it's very difficult to do, and it's going to be hard to get it consistently sounding quiet the whole time. But start here and then move on to playing a G note in the same way. So we're going to use the note G on the sax, and we're going to try the same thing, just trying to play as quietly as possible, starting with that breathy sound. And you can actually end the note by just putting breath into the sax as well. So you want to play as quietly as you can. Don't worry about the spit sounds. Don't worry about the breathy sounds. It's not supposed to sound amazing. This is just training your ability to strengthen your abdomen muscles, push the air from your diaphragm, and get a quiet sound on the sax. So once you're able to get this, once you're able to get it a few times, you can move on to this second exercise I want to show you, which is going from quiet to loud as you can. So you start with the same thing, just a breathy, quiet tone, and then you push the air through the sax and get as loud as you can, pushing from your abdomen. So let me show you what I mean, and we're going to use the same note, the G note on the saxophone. So I went from really quiet to as loud as I can, just pushing air from my diaphragm through the saxophone. This is another really great exercise, and you can use these two exercises and the third exercise I'm going to show you on any note of the saxophone. It's going to get harder as you play lower on the instrument to play quietly, and the same thing with playing higher on the instrument. If you go higher up the sax, it's going to be harder and harder to play quietly. So focusing on this middle range, starting with the G, maybe move up to G with the octave key. Focus on those notes at first with these exercises. So work on that, playing as quiet as you can, then playing as quiet to as loud as you can, and then we're going to move on to the third exercise, which is playing as quiet as you can to as loud as you can to as quiet as you can again. So this requires a massive amount of control. So you got to start with those first two exercises before you move on to this third exercise, but this is what it sounds like, again, playing the note G. This is an incredible exercise that's going to help you not only develop your dynamics on the saxophone, but develop your tone, develop your personal sound smoother on the sax as well. This is a really difficult exercise, but if you can start doing this regularly, start doing this every day while practicing different notes on the sax as well, you're going to see a massive improvement in your tone because you're actually working on these different muscles. You're working on your breast support, your abdomen muscles, you're working on your embouchure muscles. All of this stuff is helping you develop a better tone on the sax. So I really hope those three exercises are going to help you improve your dynamics on the saxophone. Again, if you want to go even deeper with me on how to get a great tone, how to start learning your favorite songs, how to start mastering the saxophone, check out my free Saxophone Mastery Secrets webinar. There's a link below, or just go to saxophonemasterclass.com/secrets. There's over an hour of amazing information in that webinar that's going to really help you with learning and mastering the sax. But if you're still trying to figure out how to get a better tone on the saxophone, check out this next video where I go in depth on my BET saxophone tone system. This is breathing, embouchure, and throat. And focusing on these three things is really going to help you with improving your tone. So that's another lesson that you should check out if you're trying to work on getting better at playing dynamically and playing with a great sound. Go ahead and check it out. And until next time, my friend, have a great day, have a great week, and happy playing.